Hi there, Jordan Crook here from MobileBurn.com, and today I have in front of me Apple's iPad 2 as well as RIM's newly released BlackBerry Playbook. Now, right off the bat, you guys can tell that these two devices have completely different sizes. So if I just pick up the iPad here, you can see that across the top we have 9.5 inches. Down the side it's 7.3 inches, and it's just 0.3 inches thin. Very thin device. And then if I go ahead and pick up the Playbook here, you can see that it's about 7.6 inches across, 5.1 inches down the side here, and 0.4 inches thick. So it's actually a little bit thicker. I'm just going to go ahead and lay this on top so you guys can see. So those are our size differences here, and then on the bottom you can also see we're just a bit thicker with the Playbook. So one thing that's definitely worth mentioning is the fact that the BlackBerry Playbook over here does not have a home button. On the iPad 2, we're used to kind of using this home button here as our center for navigation. And from there we can move to and from apps and also exit our applications using the home button. On the BlackBerry Playbook, however, there's no buttons whatsoever on the front of the device. The only buttons that we have actually on this device are our power on and off and our volume rocker, as well as a play pause button. So if I want to wake this device up, I'm just going to tap this BlackBerry icon on the bottom and swipe up from outside of the screen, and that will wake up my tablet. So like I said, there's no home button on the BlackBerry Playbook. So the way that everything works is from scrolling or swiping from the outside to the inside of the screen here. So if I want to bring up the whole menu, I would just go ahead and swipe from this BlackBerry icon all the way up. And then let's open up some applications. So I'm going to get my picture application going here. And then I'm also going to get my browser going. And as you can see, to zoom out of the application and look at other things, I just simply do the same motion from BlackBerry up, and then I can go from side to side here. If I'm actually in an application and want to jump over from my browser to my pictures, I can take it from the outside of the screen from the inside and swipe back and forth. And then to get rid of an application, I simply just toss it. Now if I'm in an application, let's say I'm in my pictures application and I want to view the submenu, I simply pull down from the top. So if I go into my camera pictures, select one, and come down from the top, it'll give me a whole submenu for my camera application. So one thing that we definitely need to compare when we look at both of these devices is the browsers on them. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Safari on the iPad, and I'm going to open up this Playbook browser on the Playbook. And I'm going to actually load up a website and see which one loads the same at a faster speed, since I'm in the same network with both of these devices. And speed test 1, 2, 3. So the mobile site here won out. Switch over to the full site real quick. And it looks like the iPad's browser is moving a bit faster. If we just go ahead and look at our scrolling performance, the iPad's pretty smooth experience. On this side, we're still loading. There we go. And as you can see, got a bit different scrolling performance. It's not bad. Now if we go over here, I'm going to show you guys this pinch to zoom that we've got on the iPad. You can look on this side. We've also got our pinch to zoom. And then one other thing that's definitely worth mentioning is the fact that the iPad 2 does not support Flash. So if I go ahead and load up Homestar Runner on the iPad 2, you'll see that nothing comes up. And then if I do the same thing over here, you should get a completely different experience. There we go. We'll choose to watch the intro since Flash is supported. So next we're going to take a look at the camera applications on both of these devices. So right here in front of me I have the iPad, and I'm going to use it to take a picture of the playbook, just to give you guys some point of reference over here on the floor. So this is a less than 1 megapixel camera. As you can see right down here we have the camera button, and then over here we have our toggle to switch back and forth from camera to record. And if I touch the screen, it'll bring up a focus box as well as my zoom, so I can zoom in and zoom back out. And then if I go ahead and switch into record, autofocus is gone. Oh, autofocus is not gone, but zoom is gone for sure. And this camera records in 720p. So we can go ahead and do the same thing with the camera application on the BlackBerry Playbook. And if I go ahead and open it up, this rear-facing camera is a 5 megapixel camera. So it's got pretty high quality. If I go ahead and touch on the screen, you can see here that it gives me my option to zoom in and zoom back out. Down here on the bottom left, I have my toggle for location data, whether or not I want to have that on or off. Over here on the right side is my shutter button, and then up here is my switch between camera, still shots, and video record. So I'll go ahead and snap a pic, and then let's just go ahead and look at the video application. And the Playbook records in 1080p. So now I thought it'd be fair to give you guys a look at the video playback quality on both of these tablets. So we're going to start with the iPad, and I have an HD surfing video.
For the next shots, Barley's position in the waves was right on the money.
So I'm going to go ahead and put this down while it plays so that I can show you the other video right next to it.
For the next shots, Barley's position in the waves was right.
So there you can see right next to each other, we have both of these videos playing. So the different interfaces on these devices really makes multitasking a whole new experience from one tablet to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and put these to the test and do a little multitasking experiment to show you guys what it's like to move in and out of applications on both devices. So we'll go ahead and start out this multitasking experiment with the iPad 2. And I think something that happens commonly when we're multitasking on our mobile devices is the need to take a picture. You never know what you're going to be doing when you want to take a picture, and so what I'm going to do is jump into this Fruit Ninja HD game and start a game in arcade mode, and then from there I'm going to multitask over into my camera application, shoot a picture, and then jump back into Fruit Ninja HD. So here we go, I'm playing a little bit, slicing some fruit, and then I'm going to double tap over here on my home button, and as you can see, the iPad will bring up my 7 most recent applications across the bottom. If this is in portrait mode, it'll bring up only 6, but if I swipe over here to the right, it'll show me even more applications. If I swipe over to the left, it'll bring up my volume control, my brightness control, and as well and my iPad controls as well. So as I said, we're going to jump into the camera. So I've brought up my multitask bar. When I click into the camera, it automatically brings up my camera application, and I'm going to go ahead and snap a picture of the phone. And then I'm going to double tap again on the home screen to bring up Fruit Ninja HD. So we're going to do the same thing with the Playbook that we just did with the iPad. I'm going to open up a game, and then while I'm playing the game, I'm going to shoot a picture. So let's go ahead and bring up Need for Speed Undercover, which is preloaded, along with Tetris on the BlackBerry Playbook. So now we're in the game. I'll just jump into a quick race. And then as I'm playing the game, I realize that, there's something that I'd like to take a picture of. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this up, and as you can see, I can play the game from within the little browser window that it gives me without the application actually being completely open on the screen. And then if I'm cool enough, I can click all and go into my camera. Snap the pic. And then from my camera application, I can just switch straight back into Need for Speed. It paused it for me while I was out of the application and jumped right back in. So one thing we really wanted to give you guys a side-by-side comparison of was the email applications on both of these tablets. I assume that most of you guys are familiar with the way that Apple does its mail application. But unfortunately, the Playbook, especially this version of the software, requires that the BlackBerry Bridge application be downloaded onto a BlackBerry smartphone. So we tried about 1,000,000 times last night to get that application up and running on the smartphone, and we just didn't have luck. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you guys the dedicated email client on this application, but I can show you that on our little applications board, it does come up with some shortcuts to Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, and AOL Mail. So if I go ahead and click on one of those, it's just going to bring up my browser and send me straight to Gmail. So those are just some of the comparisons that can be made between the Apple iPad 2 and RIM's new BlackBerry Playbook. I'm really sorry about that email client, and when we get that up and running on the Playbook, we'll be sure to upload another video and show you guys just exactly how the BlackBerry Bridge works with the BlackBerry Playbook. In the meantime, this is Apple's iPad 2, this is RIM's BlackBerry Playbook, and I'm Jordan Crook from MobileBurn.com. Thanks for watching.